Hello everyone, this is Aqua Baby versus butterdragon, Matchday 4 League Season 2. We're starting off with the black pieces. Now what I will say, I'll just get my first move in. What I will say about my opponent is that they aren't very active on the 5D chess community, but I never really try and underestimate my opponent. It does look like we're going to go into maybe a deep pawn structure, which I really don't like playing as black. Um, but I guess we could try and go for like a C pawn structure. Um, C pawn structures are a little bit sharper, and I think in the long game maybe I should win. Um, I don't really want to spend too much time calculating on the first move, so we'll just mirror and go into d5 and c6. Um, yeah, so my opponent, I don't want to ever underestimate my opponent, but I'm thinking I should win this one. Um, I've kind of warmed up with two-dimensional chess today. And also I've been looking at some silly stuff. For instance, today I was looking at whether or not you could win a king and pawn endgame. If, for instance, you don't have the opposition. Because one of the critical things that, is important with king and pawn endgames. This is a very interesting, well, I've seen this move before, but I think I kind of want to not mirror here. Honestly, do we just say screw you to this bishop? Because that bishop, like if we develop slowly, then this bishop might get trapped. But I really like, oh, I hate, okay. Yeah, we'll just move our knight out first. Because I don't really care if he takes or they take. I don't know. I don't know their pronouns, but I don't really care if they take here. I just don't want that they go. Oh, this sucks though. Yeah, I have to kick the bishop now. I don't like this opening at all. It's probably because I never learned how to play it. I'm gonna go C pawn opening when I play white. But back to the sort of chess that I was looking at. I find it really interesting that, when you're king and pawn, you have one king and one pawn. Let's see. That's just a retreating move. It's fine. We already have this. This bishop is going to basically stay here, but we can maybe get some queenside play. I think we might play for the queenside this game. Um, but when you have opposition, like if it's a king and a king and a pawn, it's only a win if the side has opposition. And I was trying to figure out if five-dimensionally you could force a time travel or something of that nature in order to maybe either gain opposition or potentially try and go for some sort of checkmate with that pawn. Because it's not entirely clear. There are maybe some ideas where you checkmate with the pawn. Although, from what I found, it seems like that's not true, that you can checkmate with the pawn. Um, Now, I already feel losing in this position, by the way. And of course, I hate playing black in this position, so The problem with pushing something like b5 is that after bishop takes b5, pawn takes b5, all of a sudden you're not, you know, you're not actually, you're about to cry. I think I might just play a standard opening with my queen. I don't really want to get the queens off the board, but I don't like that my b pawn is undefended. And now my opponent plays this move, which I said was clearly not, in my opinion, good, because there's a lot of thematic sacrifices on this pawn. And quite frankly, it can also be attacked with the h-pawn, which I think I might go into. However, then he gets his rook active. I already feel like I'm thinking for way too long now. Okay. Okay, what moves? I want to move my bishop out, but I can't. This position, frankly, ridiculous. Okay. I don't really want to weaken my king side either. Because this weakens this knight if I push that pawn. Honestly, I did say that we were going to play for the queen side, so we can't sacrifice just yet because of where the knight is placed, but if this knight ever decides to move, then yeah. Okay, so it captures. If he captures with this pawn, we can actually immediately just capture back because this, wait, okay, that pawn isn't pinned actually. Our pawn is going to be pinned though. He doesn't want to take necessarily. Do we close this structure? I almost want to close this structure and play a really closed game. Like imagine if we just completely close the structure and then put our knight here and go for... I think that should be better for us actually. Now obviously he can push here, but I don't really think that it's that effective. I mean, this queen is always going to be on this pawn harassing it, so we have to make sure that he can't attack the pawn, this particular pawn. And we really don't want our knight to be pinned. But I think I might lose a closed game. But we'll see. I usually play closed systems when I play chess, so let's just go ahead with our plan. Now if he takes on f7, I don't think he's quick enough, to be honest. It's definitely a very uncomfortable position. And I've actually had this position against someone a long time ago, and they actually advocated if the opponent would play, for instance, e6, or no, e7, queen e7, that when you go queen e7, you would actually But you would actually take this queen. Now I don't like queen e7 unless I actually commit to taking the knight. This this position sucks for me. I'll be honest with you. Okay, I need to calculate. I need to calculate. So bishop d6, and then if knight takes f7, king takes f7, bishop h5. And then what if bishop h5 right now? Like what if I go? Well, actually no, bishop h5. Oh, it does work. Well, I would have to not take with the knight. I can't go if bishop h5. I can't go knight takes h5 because that's just checkmate. See, in these kinds of structures, I think it's actually possible to just take the knight here and then move this knight away. It actually might be my best opportunity. Let's see. Knight takes e5, pawn takes e5, knight e4, then bishop. Um, yeah, bishop out, and then I protect with my queen. I think that's actually the line that I'll go for, and obviously I don't think that putting the bishop there is that good. Okay. I think now we should just go queen up. Um, yeah. Protecting f5. Or no, f7. We actually might get to an endgame in this position. But if his bishop moves, then I actually may consider. Well, I probably won't consider maneuvering my knight to. I was gonna say I was gonna consider maneuvering my knight to c4 as the outpost because that's a very weak square. Um, but again, it's kind of suspicious. But okay, here's the question I need to ask myself: how bad is it to put my piece there? How bad is it to make a pawn break? Honestly, I want to do some prophylactic moves. And like my bishop is definitely going to get out here. I think we're kind of untangling right now. And we don't take. I think taking is clearly bad in this position. Um, Taking the bishop is bad because he gets his knight in here. And I'd rather really have a bishop on that square than a knight. A bishop can be blocked more easily than a knight, because a knight you have some very tricky lines. And plus, the knight puts pressure on my c6 pawn, which can lead to ruin. Um, I think honestly I can. I mean, this knight was actually defending this square. Now that the knight has moved, I actually have the position to move the knight and actually get on this pawn, which is annoying for my opponent. And honestly, we actually, funnily enough, if we sack, we might try and promote. Although that's probably not. But this pawn is on the fourth rank, so you can imagine that if, for instance, these two pawns are if this pawn falls, all of a sudden um, we're pushing this pawn, and now he has to try and defend. But I really don't think that's going to happen because there's a lot of defenders at the back rank. All right, defending that. Now, honestly, I do want to maneuver my knight to the square. Okay. If we could ever move this pawn, then we would have a good idea of sacking this bishop. Okay, calculate. What is my opponent's next move? I feel like it's reasonable that he's going for f7, but my f7 is protected by my queen, so he needs a little bit more pressure on it. And the knight can't easily get there. But I think that it's potential that I should just do a prophylactic move. Well, I can't. I think honestly I need to do this prophylactic move to stop my king side from getting ruined. I think actually bishop takes bishop for him is not too good because then knight takes bishop and now I'm threatening to get a nice outpost. And then if I go knight to c4, bishop takes c4, and now he's going for this idea. Now he's going to open up my diagonal. However, I think that it's a little bit risky. For one, I can immediately win this pawn. And we're going to have to calculate that because ultimately, this pawn is a problem for him if it gets too far. Secondly, this triagonal becomes a problem for him now. For instance, you might imagine, okay, pawn takes, pawn takes. He can actually try and phase through this pawn, and that might be very difficult for me to react to. Also, he gets this rook active. This might be really tough to defend. I actually might lose this game. I have a good chance of losing this game, actually. Okay, if he takes and I take, and then he... I mean, he has the idea of getting his rook active. Maybe I should just play... You know what? I'm so done with this game. It's just like, the other day I was needing some voice acting for one of my projects that I was doing. I didn't really have any friends or anything to do it, so I decided to get a homeless person to do it. And there's the homeless people. We'll work for food. We'll work for whatever. And I was like, okay, that's great. And um, the Emancipation Proclamation. Can I make a risky move that'll save the game? Sack, take, push. The Emancipation Proclamation. This is such a scary game for me. Proclusivity. But now he doesn't have any threatening pawns is the thing. Oh, this is so bad for me. If rook takes, queen takes. So but anyways, I had the homeless guy, and he says we'll work for food, and I offered him around like $100, which is more than I think this is like higher than the rate they make for like 8 hours of work. And um, the person was like, they were like, okay. And so we got to work, and I uh, well, actually, this isn't such a bad move, because now I have my bunkie coming in, my donkey. This can go bad so quickly for either one of us now that the knight is so close to the king. And it's not even like if I go here, then it's soft mate. And how does he defend it? Very easily is the answer. Now, the real kicker that I'll tell you is probably the fact that I have other checks, right? So if this game simplifies too much, I think I have an advantage. I'm up a pawn, dude. I have the advantage. I'm up a pawn. Let's go. My king pawn study end games. Do you think he would actually move his king if I took this, or would he move the queen? Is this a good move? Let's calculate this. Takes the queen, and if he goes here, then I take it with check. He can take back with the queen, but then nah, this doesn't work. That doesn't work quite yet. Alright, let's just make some threats and hope that he doesn't see his way to win. Which I don't know what it is. It's probably sacking the bishop to open this triagonal, but and getting at this back rank. But while I'm here, I can at least talk about my. Oh my god, he fucking castled. What the fuck? He actually castled. He actually castled. Okay. Take this with check. This bishop is pinned, however. This bishop can never move, or else I just instantly lose. Just take with the queen. It's your only move. Now I think we should just. This is risky. Like, this is just plain risky. We have to think really fast now because we're down 10 minutes. Because I'm looking at the Discord and I see you and I see me. And obviously, we know that I can get the world record for fastest Venus inspector. God, I hope people don't actually watch this video, or else they'll be very confused. Right, so, you know, I had the homeless guy in my house and I tied him up and I said, you're not gonna leave until um now am I gonna cry right here or am I gonna laugh at his stupidity? Like, castling here is actually not even that bad. I can't punish it quick enough. Let's just Tchaikovsky this. Yeah. Well, if he goes there, I think he loses if he goes there, maybe. Of course it is. This is actually like such a bad performance by me. Like, this is actually one of the worst games that I've ever played. Actually, it isn't. Oh my god. I deserve to lose this, but I actually think I might have tricks. I might just barely defend this. Yeah, the thing that sucks is that I need to go e6 here. This this actually sucks. Why did I play like this? Like it's games like this which just make me feel really bad at the game because I'm just slowly losing. Like I need to actually play for some. I need to play more like more actively in this game. Not necessarily more aggressively, but with this knight, I definitely need to make a time travel instead of checking. When he castles, I think okay, they moved. Um wow. Really? Honestly, like we actually need to okay, we can't do that. We can't do that. I was going to say castle by hand, but do I really want to castle and I really want to castle by hand? This pawn needs to get active. Although, oof, we don't want this to come in here. This massively weakens my dark squares, though. There's like no good moves in this position. Right. This is a little bit risky. Wait. Oh, okay. This is terrible for me. I have no idea what. My queen's so fucking terrible in this position. Now, my only saving grace is that he castled, which is a weakness because yeah, maybe I can. Do you think that's a good time travel? Oh my fucking god. Oh my god, I'm actually gonna flag. Oh god. Oh my god. No, 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 no. This isn't gonna work. Why the fuck did I play into this dumb line? Now I have to play within 10 seconds. I can do it, but I'm the fastest web slinger in the West, but um yeah. Why doesn't he just take with the rook, I guess? He actually just went like right there. Fuck. There's like almost no way I can actually win this game. What do people usually play against deep pawn openings? Really? No! I literally didn't see that he could exchange pieces like that. Oh my god. There's... I fucking hate deep pawn openings, bro. Why... Why did I play this line? It's okay. Okay. Wait, no? It's okay. Does he even need... Yeah, he can check me in this timeline. Alright. Why did I play into that line? I'll have to look at it later. Come on, just check me and you win. Wait, actually... Oh, yeah, never mind. He didn't. Okay, well... What can you do? He's gonna win my rook. This is extremely risky for him now. This is extremely risky for him now. Like, I would say I feel bad about winning, but I'm not gonna give them an inch. This does not check, actually, unfortunately, because my king has been on the rank for the whole time. But he is trying to weave his knight closer. I think I literally have to play this move to stop his knight from trolling me. Or maybe I just have to play. Well, okay. I don't even care. Like, I don't care if he wins my rook, even though my rook definitely defends itself. But I think the mistake in this game was how passive my queen was. I definitely tangled up my pieces too much, and then I definitely had more piece activity. Unfortunately, I think that one of my biggest mistakes was, I don't know, I think I should have just kept symmetrical, because once I put my knight here, it's like really, okay, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is almost winning for me. I know we have to keep in mind the jumping checks, but we're up a queen. How did that even happen? Like this queen, oh, he sacked his queen. He sacked his queen. This is winnable. Winnable. Like, he definitely just needs to go back to defending his back rank. Now, we have to keep in mind where the king has been. Has the king ever... Yeah. So, okay, he can actually technically check me right here. Or even if he checks me with the knight. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. We'll just move up. No. Yeah, we'll move up. This might be a blunder. Oh, this... Okay, no. Wait. I think maybe this might be a blunder since the square is more open here. If this pawn ever gets taken twice, then all of a sudden you might have some... But this pawn's always here, so it defends better. Oh, no. Shoot. Okay, I see maybe what he's trying to do. Unfortunately... Okay, let's just do this. And check. And check. And he has a very limited way of getting out of this check. He has to take this. He has to... Wait. Oh, I thought they were defending each other. Holy guacamole, that actually works. I thought this... Oh, I thought... Like, I have 1 second. Holy shit. Okay, I have to move as fucking fast as possible. Because I thought that these were protecting. This is just back rank checkmate, which is even sadder, but... Oh my god. This is very stressful. Because all of a sudden now I have 1 second. person's actually a lot better than I expected. Yeah, they literally had a win and then they trolled themselves. I only have 15 seconds. I can't even. I just have to move. I just have to move. I just have to move. I have to move. Just bing, 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 bing. I mean, he technically has this time travel. I mean, he has a few. Okay. You're not advancing the present, dude. This is. Yeah. Okay, this game will be over in a couple of minutes. Then I can go to the bathroom. Um, you have to time travel, bro. Oh no. He's actually gonna run out of time thinking. How? Well, I mean that counts. So. Whew. That was. Can it? All right, so I won as the black pieces. So we're gonna put in that. So now, no matter what happens, um, it's still possible for me to promote, even if I lose this game. Like, how did he not see like the legal move? Beats me. It really does beat me, honestly. I think the one thing, yeah, you live and then you learn. Alright, this is match 2. I'm gonna play c-pawn structure, like I said. I have to pee though, so I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Is this theory? I'm back. That's a really interesting move. I mean, I might just gambit that pawn. You know, we'll just play our e-pawn up. I don't think he's in time, is he? I haven't played against this structure, that's why I asked, because I think if, for instance, he plays something like c6, and I think that's actually not the best move in that position. Bishop sack. This game is going to be a part of history. No, I mean, could I actually reasonably sack my bishop in this position? And the answer is maybe. But now that he is like, I think that this is a blunder, but I can't because now that his b pawn isn't here, he actually doesn't have anything to defend this c pawn, and now I'm just winning a rook. Although, do I really want to win the rook? Because actually, never mind. This pawn is always going to be pinned, though, pretty much. Maybe I should have gone back and then pinned, but this just seems, I guess, better. I don't know. And honestly, we don't even have to worry about our bishop getting blocked in. That's a pretty good bishop, though. We actually have to really be aware of this bishop. And maybe we go into something really quick, like breaking down this pawn. I don't imagine it's going to be easy for him to, so I honestly think we can gambit this pawn. Now we have to keep in mind that there is the tactic if my knight and queen ever move away of bishop to e2, check. Yep. And now we just bring our queen out. Oh, no, wait. That was a mistake. I can't go here because that'd be actually be um, a free knight or a checkmate. For instance, queen b3, bishop takes c3, queen takes c3, and then all of a sudden we go into the line that I was just thinking about with bishop e2 check, king takes e2, and then knight to e4. And once, yeah, that's soft. I mean, that's checkmate. It's not even soft mate, it's just checkmate. We really need something to oppose this bishop though. Um, Now, that's what about this travel? And if we force him to move the king, we can be happy. Actually, if he moves the king, it'd be soft mate. Should we go for it? Captures, and then if he captures the knight, we capture, and then if he moves the king, we soft mate him. Alright, let's do that. And if he blocks with the queen, then we just take the queen. And then if he takes with the king, we just... Actually, if he blocks with the queen, we might even get our knight in there first. And if he takes, we takes. Yeah, because now this is like, whew, this is kind of not too good for him, in my opinion. Now I was gonna say, yeah, he can take with this pawn, except it's pinned. It's totally pinned. I think this is winning, possibly winning attack. We just have too much pressure on this position right now, in my opinion. Okay. Yeah, we're not gonna move this knight. Yeah, we're not gonna move that knight. We can't move this knight, by the way. We can't join the attack with this knight. Although, well, because we have this, and then we cry. But he made one fatal slip when he might try to match the ranger with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. Now, made it clear to folks around. Was an Arizona Ranger, wouldn't be too long in town. Oh, he might have went on living, but he made one fatal slip when he tried to match the Ranger with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. I actually think this is really dangerous for white because of where the black pieces are on the original timeline. But hopefully we can still defend. And that queen actually can't move. That queen is actually tied to the defense of my king. And we also have a we have a check on the the original timeline if we need it. If we ever were to need it, we would have it. Okay. I don't really see the point of that, as the knight isn't really. I mean, you're not really ever going to try and take that knight, are you? Because you have too many checks. You have check here, and then takes, and then check, and you're going to cry. And certainly, he might think that this defends, but when you check on. I mean, if you check on this board, then you're going to cry. So, I think probably he has to go on the top timeline. Something, yeah, he that's pretty much forced. But unfortunately now I'm actually just gonna keep on penetrating into his position. Um, so I think this is, I didn't really calculate it fully, but say queen takes, and then we have the check no matter what on the top board, unless he checks me. And if he checks me, then he's just sacrificing material at that point, which makes it, I think, better for me. And of course, at worst, we can win a queen. Now, he could have gone, nah, he couldn't have, or could he have? Well, anyways, I'm going to win the queen no matter what he goes. And if he were to take my bishop with his queen, then he's opening up his back rank, obviously. Um, I think this is going to be a winning attack for me. It's just how and where am I going to win? Now, he does have some ideas. I'll give him that, but this is just mate 1, isn't it? What he really needs to do is check me right here. Because now he doesn't have any, you know, he actually has to literally go back in time with his king. He has 2 legal moves and they both lose, unfortunately. So that was, yeah, checkmate. I don't know. He plays really good two-dimensional chess is the thing. He seems like he knew theory in the first game, and he played really powerfully. But then he didn't see like the mates that he had, and he didn't see all the opportunities that he might have had. And so this player, I think what they need to work on is their 5-dimensional sort of awareness. That's something that I need to work on, but especially when I'm losing two-dimensionally to someone, it's just ridiculous is how I was playing in the first game. And in this game, I think I played a lot better. But he needs to sacrifice, or he needs to make some sort of checks. Either way, I think if, yeah. Imagine getting a draw in this game. Would you like a draw? He has to travel with his king. I mean, I would tell him that one of his legal moves is to. He can't move at all on the bottom timeline. Right. I don't know. I think I really need to work on my 5-dimensional sort of. See, because this is actually really scary what he did right here. I don't know why I didn't see this. I think I always get too tunnel visioned on the 5D aspects of it. In this position, I actually think that white is winning, but not as winning as Not strictly winning because of where these two pieces are, the bishop. Wait, he can do that. Oh wait, no, he has to travel on this board. You have to travel with your king. He tried to Jurassic Rook. That's why. You could hear it. You hear the blah 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 blah. But going back in this position, let's just say this position, I think white's actually winning, but this is a monster bishop. That bishop is a monster. It literally cuts through and basically stares down the squares near the white king. This bishop is a monster to deal with. Um, I thought this would like my opponent said that they can't find a legal move, but they just did. I was about to tell him. My opponent never like Pangu. Oh, he might have gone on winning, but he made one fatal slip when he matched the ranger with the big iron on her hip. Big iron on their hip. Big iron, big iron. When he had to match the ranger with the big iron on their hip. No, you can't take the queen. um, yeah, my opponent's having a little bit of trouble finding a legal move. It's kind of crazy how well they played for someone who can't find a legal move. GG. Alright, well that's it. Those are the games.